Puerto Rico is an island located in the Caribbean Sea at about 18 degrees north latitude. Its location allows for dense vegetation, intricate cave systems, beautiful beaches, and populous reef systems. Reef structures can take the form of a barrier reef, atoll reef, or a fringing reef. All reef structures are present between 30 degrees north and south latitude, and Puerto Rico's climate produces mainly fringing reefs. The reefs found in Puerto Rico allow for the collection of data regarding relationships between the reef structures and the populations of fish found in them. For this particular study, we've chosen to answer the question, how does the overall percentage of live coral cover in an area affect the population and diversity of fish species? Our question will be answered by collecting data through usage of transects, quadrats, and fish surveys. A transect is a measuring tape laid out over a coral structure in a straight line parallel to the beach, and a quadrat is a square structure that is placed on the coral as a reference. In our study, the transect is 25 meters long, and a quadrat of 60 by 40 centimeters is placed on the transect every 5 meters, starting at the beginning. A picture is taken of the quadrat each time, resulting in a total of 6 pictures per 25-meter transect. A fish survey is when one swims the length of the 25-meter transect for 10 minutes and records the species of fish observed within a 2-meter radius along with their size and abundance. After the fish survey and quadrat data is collected, the results can be analyzed with computer programs and a conclusion can be made. With the computers, we are essentially just taking our quadrat photos and identifying which parts of the picture are live coral and which aren't. We can then compare it with our fish data and produce a graph that shows us a correlation. We can also see what types of coral or algae are present, and what percentage of the quadrat they cover. This type of data collection is very useful in practice because it allows us to maintain a database of the types of fish and coral in an area, and to observe the effectiveness of marine protected areas. These databases also give us a perspective on how hurricanes affect different reef systems and how we can prepare better for them in the future. But returning to our question about live coral cover versus population and fish diversity. We've observed that a higher percentage of live coral cover will result in a larger and more diverse fish population. This is because coral structures and fish species have a symbiotic relationship, meaning they benefit from one another. Coral provides shelter and a food source for fish, and fish will also eat algae, allowing the coral to flourish without competition. One example of this is the parrotfish. Coral polyps produce CO2 needed for the algae to have photosynthesis, and the algae in turn creates amino acids and nutrients for the coral. The parrotfish consumes algae off of the coral, ensuring that it doesn't take over. In this environment, the parrotfish will flourish as well, and eventually serve as a food source for larger predators, thus increasing the population of fish and the diversity. We live in a unique time where humanity can communicate over vast distances on a massive scale through creative mediums and actually coordinate and unify like the millions of cells in a body taking on different jobs. No component should be forgotten or underestimated in either system, society, or nature. We recommend people of all backgrounds to take part in this type of learning experience, for our influence is more effective together. More citizen scientists are on the rise with the common goal of banding together to find natural and smarter ways to maintain the health of the oceans we love so much. Awareness and education are pertinent to making changes, and they concern the entire world population. Companies like Islamar offer to those with an impeding sense of environmental responsibility an extraordinary and trustworthy classroom experience. There were bright and expansive lectures, and several times a day we were challenged mentally and physically with being responsible for carrying out equipment, taking notes, maintaining data, and collaborating with other students, skills that are best learned in the field. This class emphasizes real-life experience as a field biologist working from the bottom up. From there, we go on to learn the application of these findings to scientifically back initiatives like marine protected areas.
Showing that there may be loss in overall environmental health due to lack of diversity could help to better communicate publicly the importance of the complexity and the individual in a system therein providing a basis to protect vital areas of biological productivity. Ecology is possibly one of the most harmonic studies in biology, for it seeks to describe the intimate relation between that which is living and the environment which surrounds it. For coral would cease to exist without symbiotic algae to provide nutrients, or the water and all its specificities. Thank you for allowing us to share our experience with you, and we hope you will find a similar one and see the importance of field biology from a global perspective.
Your head turns full